What is a fad diet and does it actually work? Today's video, I'm gonna go over what is a fad diet, what I think and what others possibly think about it. I'm gonna try to be neutral as humanly possible, but since I am a human, I do have my own opinions on a fad diet. Over here's my script, and I'm just gonna read it off. Okay, what are a fad diet? So I'm gonna use two explanations, my own explanation and this description. I'm gonna kind of paraphrase it. So a fad diet is pretty much a popular diet that is consumed by social media or just media, that people popularize it because it can lose a lot of weight, total mass. This is my explanation. Similar to the explanation I give for the first one, pretty much a fad diet is a fad diet that works to a certain point, that people obviously popularize it, but discard because it has some negatives. People discard it because it has some negatives. Are they good or bad? Pretty much fad diets are pretty much like keto, paleo, carnivore, etc. Social media actually honestly popularized fad diets, but it was around before. These keto and paleo diets and carnivore diets that social media people use, they overdo it. You see the keto people eating sticks of butter. You see the carnivore people eating nothing but meat, no vegetables, etc. They see keto people drinking bone broth. And these diets, I won't say it's good or bad. If I have an overweight client that I'm doing an assessment with, right? And they say keto actually helped me to lose 50 pounds. And they actually maintain the weight and gain more muscle mass. I won't say it's a bad diet because it worked for them. I don't care what the studies show how bad a keto diet is because no micronutrients or etc. The needle is pushed. If my client lost 50 pounds and they're like 300 pounds, their blood markers, everything has improved. Studies have proved that over and over. If you lose weight, and I'm talking about specifically fat, because in the keto diet, you won't lose as much muscle because you're eating more meat, of course, etc. And I'm typically speaking just fat, then their blood markers have improved. They have better quality of life and have better function. But if my client said, yes, I did keto and I actually gained the weight back after I lost 50 pounds and have a binge strict mentality of it, then I will classify as bad. I'm tired of people on social media just saying these diets and misplay the benefits actually does work. I'm tired of people saying it's bad because this study shows, this 3-month study, my bad, shows like this diet is good, this diet is bad. Also, we have to have an open mind, guys. This is ridiculous. Just because you're doing keto, just because you're eating 4 major food groups, just because you're doing this or that, doesn't mean it's necessarily bad. Whatever works for you. And we totally forgot that because we want to have arguments on the comment section below to classify these fad diets and say this is bad, this is good, this is better, etc. We could do better as a society to say, hey, if it works for you, it works for you. So, honestly, I won't say it's good or bad. It depends on your situation. Yes, these diets are restricted. That is the point of these fad diets. Do not just discard it just because it's a diet that only focuses on one thing. It does work. We do have studies it does work. Yes, it restricts the user from focus on one thing. And these diets have one thing in common. Whole foods. What does whole foods have? Protein. Some diets like keto, good example, or carnivore don't have a lot of vegetables. Yes, but if your person eating meat and running on ketosis, they have more energy and they're probably losing a lot of fat in the process and gaining more muscle. Our point of view should be, how does the client feel? How does the person feel? How much productivity they had before and now. Not just because this study shows this. And it's ridiculous. Do they actually work? Like I said, it does. Depending on what person you're talking to, does a diet work for them? Yes or no? If a person don't like carbs from the beginning, obviously they might go to keto. And the reason why is because of the meat sources. They should focus on one quality source. People don't like to track calories. That is a fact. People don't like to track calories. People don't want to even count a single macro. They don't even know what's a macro. They just want to get healthy and shape. Keto works because of the food content. It's just meat. If you do a traditional keto, how social media popularize it and actually recognize it as sticks of butter and etc., then that is a bad alternative of keto because it's very unhealthy of how much fat consuming. And if you're eating a shit ton of fat, and of course you're not gonna lose a lot of fat. But if we actually focusing, hey, you could do this diet, but do not do the traditional way. Eat about 4 to 3 meals a day, and make sure you eat lean sources of meat. That is still keto, because it's meat content only. Of course, it's not the traditional keto of heavily fat, how social media popularized it as, which is probably that is the traditional keto. But we can make the traditional fat diet healthier to pursue our clients' needs and wants in their fitness journey. So I just want to give people open mind. We can change the diets and be the exact same. So instead of calling it like a shitty fad diet, we can call it just the name of it, that and to explain how it could benefit you instead of just demonizing it and say it's bad, because this study shows it and I try it and I gain a lot of weight. So yeah, to keep in consideration pretty much. Micronutrition. This is a major important one for these diets. If you're doing keto or heavy meat diet, paleo is not really the same because you do have some nutrition value there. You have some vegetables. You do have some nuts, etc. Certain things you could eat. Paleo, keto, you can technically have some carbohydrates, like 20 grams, not a lot. And I want you to keep in count. Yes, I know the micronutrition is important. But like I said, if someone got their life changed and become more active doing keto, it is not that terrible. As humans, we can live off of meat. Is it the best source and is the best thing we could have done? Not really. We could eat some vegetables in the process. But we've proven ourselves that carbs are not necessary. Carbs are not necessary to have good productivity, like ketosis. That is the major form of energy transforming into fat. So you have to keep in mind, just because they're not getting the right nutrients, it is not necessarily terrible if they started from an unhealthy point of view. And of course, if they start a healthy point of view, like they started from getting lean, they was lean before, and they want to do keto, we can easily tell them, hey, you could do keto, but make sure you get some micronutrients to perform a little better for hormones and producing productivity. Overdoing it. So like I said, how social media popularized these diets is keto, carnivore, etc. is eat a lot of fat, eat a lot of butter, and you will lose weight. That is not necessarily true. Fats in every 1 gram of fat is 9 calories. So if you easily overconsume on butter and heavy steaks and ribeyes, you will get fatter. It is no doubt. You cannot beat the laws of thermodynamics unless some shit like that, hormones, etc. But anyways, we have to actually, instead of demonizing these diets, these fast diet, and play off it doesn't work, actually explain to people, hey, these diets can work if you do this thing, or if you do this. These diets can help you focus. Focus is one priority, because if we don't have focus or consistency, nothing works. So if you want to focus on this diet, I will recommend to eat these lean cut steak. Leaner cuts, cut out the butter. Teach them instead of actually demonizing it and write in the comments below saying you gonna get fat, you're not doing right, etc. You're not doing keto, and actually teach the people that don't understand. Because social media has focused on one thing, which is the most clout we can focus on, the most thing we can produce, and people eat throughout the day unhealthy as amount. Like I saw someone ate 5 sticks of butter. So it's ridiculous. So make sure you're just not overdoing it. Make sure you're honestly learning the best ability of what you can do better for your body. In my opinions, of course, that was really how neutral I was in a sense. Of course, I'm a human, so I will have my own opinions. This is a warning trigger. If you don't want to hear this, click off the video. That's simple. So my opinions. Are fad diets bad? No, they are not bad or good. It depends how you proceed it. What are fad diets? Popularized by social media diets, or about fad diets? Well, I think fad diets can be used as a tool. A tool is different as using it forever. It's a tool. You use it here and there, or if you want to use it forever, then you have to go more in depth in research and learn from yourself. Fad diets, I don't like to call it fad because people discard it as a fad. It's really nothing. Even though the definition doesn't really say it like that, I feel people discard it just because it's a fad diet. It's like, it's pointless. No, it works. We all know the truth. It does work. Would I use it personally? No, because I like carbs, I like this and that, and I like it. I like the 4 major food groups. If I feel like eating more dairy, I will. Fad diets do have its place also. Keep in mind, these diets, I call it fad diet just because people recognize that, but these diets, if you have leaky gut, for example, bloating, etc., does improve that. Diabetics can use a keto-based diet and actually help their diabetes. Maybe if they have 2 diabetes, get rid of it. That is today's video. If you want to comment below and we can have a discussion why you still think diets are typically bad. I tried my best to go in 2 point of views. I understand the underside, but I do understand the underside, but I don't understand both sides. These diets can be good or bad. It depends how you proceed it. That's it. There's no other way. If you want us to argue, we can argue in the comments below. But I hope this video is very knowledgeable and I show you some value. And if you want to show me some clarity that I discussed it pretty good, like and subscribe. Share this with a friend. Maybe this friend is doing a diet. They want more knowledge. So share that. This is Don't BS Nutrition. Bye.